ask. It was mentioned in the press material that one of the impacts of cybersecurity threats is job loss. Are you referring to the employees who were fired because they neglected their duties in relation to cybersecurity attacks?
It could be that, but I think the point of this that the study found was it's broader than that. So when you think about something like you at a store that has had a compromise and all of your credit cards were affected, everybody who shopped at that store. Well, I think it's pretty logical to consider whether you want to shop at that store anymore. And so when you don't shop at that store anymore because you think, well, my credit card's not secure there, then they have to let go of a lot of people that stock the shelves, that do all kinds of behind the scenes work. So I think that's the concern, is that it's much broader than what we would have envisioned. The guy who screwed up and didn't do something, that person loses his job. Well, that's an unfortunate side effect, but not the only one.
If I may add, it's like really the impact of having this kind of cybersecurity attack. Customers will not be able to trust, for example, a simple website or a simple transaction. Then we lose a lot of customers. So again, that will impact the whole organization in terms of customer trust, loss of customers for retention. So definitely revenue for that organization will have an impact. And we see that they'll definitely get the impact without losing with that organization.
You also want to look at not only monetary losses, but you also need to look at the fact that there's parallel damage to the reputation of the companies. When Hans talks about trust, that talks also about the fact that you need to protect the reputation of the company because the viability of the company actually depends on that. Also wanted to point out the fact that if you're talking about, let's say, a cybersecurity breach that deals with personal data, then the Data Privacy Act might come into play. So it's not just loss of job, it might be loss of freedom because the Data Privacy Act actually has the personal. So we need to think about that as well.
Hello, my name is Ray Ocampo.com. Based on the survey, what are the industries that are greatly affected or those who experience the biggest loss in terms of financial? I gather that it's something somewhere in the retail section.
Yeah, so basically, when you get down to the level of a country, the usefulness of the data is really just in that 100 people interviewed, because when you get down to the breakdown, then that might be like 10 in financial services and 18 in manufacturing and that kind of thing. So it's really more at a regional level where you could even look at that kind of thing. But what I would say is that in reviewing the survey results is that it seems like it's pretty consistent across all businesses that they are really concerned about this. And I think that's logical, for all the reasons that we talked about. So we might think it jumps in mind like financial services would be really concerned, but you think of manufacturing and their intellectual property, right? So if someone steals their intellectual property, that's the real leverage, that's the real value that they have, is their ability to produce something unique that people want to buy. So to them, it's just as important as to financial services.
You also mentioned earlier that a great number of people are unaware that they have been affected. How would you know if someone is in your system? What are the some of the red flag signals that you would notice?
There are different studies that show the average time, for example, to discovery, from incident to discovery. There's some studies that cite like 200 days, and there are other studies that cite 30. So they vary so much. One of the things that you should have, for example, in the system is monitoring your network. Okay, so you must have, for example, maybe a firewall. Okay, that monitors all the traffic going in and out. If your business cycle for the day is like 8 hours, and suddenly in the evening hours you see a peak of traffic going out of the system, that would give you a pretty good indication that something is happening, and then you start digging in. Okay. If I may cite another example, Comileak, which happened 2 years ago. Okay, the perpetrator exfiltrated like 350 gigabytes worth of data. Right? It happened overnight, considering our internet speed. It happened overnight. That happened during a period of time. I don't know how long. Okay. But nobody saw the traffic going out because nobody was watching. Another tool that you might have is intrusion detection systems that would set off the alarms. For example, somebody's trying to get in, or somebody's unauthorized trying to get in. So those are some of the things that security solutions that organizations might put in place.
Follow up. Last question, Sir Lito. What is the biggest threat that you were able to face, and what were the results of interventions? Thank you.
Well, the biggest incident that we've had locally is the Comileak. Okay, I gather that they've remediated it. They've actually reviewed the type of data, the different data. When I studied what they collected, they were collecting like 32 data items about an individual, including the names of your father, the maiden name of your mother, okay, birthdays, for example. And I was telling Comelec that if I had to analyze your data, I would construct family trees, just putting the relations all together. And that was dangerous. But good for Comelec, they have now remediated it, and I think they've done pretty well with redesigning their data protection measures and putting in place the necessary protection measures.
Okay, right here.
Hi, Fresh from Manila State. My question is, do you think it's still a challenge for the top management to invest in cybersecurity since they might see this as unnecessary costs because they see data breach and hacks are quite rare?
Data breaches or hacks, they actually occur every day. There are thousands of them every day. Like I said earlier, okay, regulatory compliance is driving cybersecurity today. Management is more aware of the need to secure the systems. Not only secure the systems, it is about building trust with your customers. If you have a weak system and your system is easily broken into, you're likely to lose customers because that trust is broken or is absent.
Let me add that, as remember we had a discussion with the C11 early this year. I think it's very important, especially for CEOs right now who are embracing digital transformation, that cybersecurity will be part of it. And the recommendations given a while ago regarding consistent monitoring, evaluation, and compliance. And we do have a law on Data Privacy Act. We do have a law now on that. Well, we have to follow the GDPR. And the mobile telecommuting law is already almost to be passed. So given at the C-level, there should be put emphasis on cybersecurity. I think it's only but natural for them to put this as part of their strategy in the digital transformation. As presented by Mary Jo Balago regarding intelligent cloud, intelligent device, more people are using a lot of this device outside from the organization. And if you want to get more customers, if you want to have loyal customers and retain them, then you have to make sure you put in the right cybersecurity strategy. So I think from a C-level, they should be able to put that in place now.
Hi, this is Rocky from the Lifestyle Corp.net. So you said a while ago that Microsoft offers unique and intelligent cybersecurity protection. And right now, different companies are offering different types of cybersecurity protections. Can you cite some examples that Microsoft offers to the market, some of those security solutions that are not yet released or not that identical to the other software or IT companies?
One thing I can tell you about is that when I was telling you about the botnets that the digital crimes unit takes down. So one of the things we do when we get a legal order that allows us to take over the command and control server, we start to get those pings from computers asking for instructions. We take that information and we provide it through a number of channels. One is we provide it to the internet service providers who, if it's an individual like your home computer, we tell them about it so they can clean it up. But we also put it in our products. So that particular thing, even though it's done by the legal department in our digital crimes unit, it feeds into what's called Azure Active Directory premium products so that businesses can get that information for their own IP addresses. So that's one example.
I think Azure Cloud, it's one solution that is with really Microsoft runs on trust. And we can assure our customers that your data is really protected. The platform of Microsoft in terms of our solution and security is really to protect the information and be able to detect and act on other threats. I think one solution that mentioned by Attorney Raul Cortez is AI, which can be a potent opponent versus cyber attacks. And Microsoft do have this in terms of our solution in the market. We are really, what we're offering our customers is an end-to-end solution in your cybersecurity, and how you'll be able to grow in this journey as you improve or scale up your organization. So that's the Microsoft offering. But Azure Cloud, as mentioned, I think is we have 70 plus certification on security, and this is more than anybody of our competition right now. And as we scale up our Azure in different markets, we are really making sure from a country level, GDPR and data privacy law we are being compliant.
Sorry, just wanted to add to that. We were looking at the specific examples. Built into the solutions that we currently have, we do have identity management, threat prevention, loss prevention tools as well. So, for example, if using AI, we can tell you or we can flag to you whether Raul Cortez actually logged into Hyatt at this time, and then 5 minutes after logged into Hong Kong. And that would be flagged in the system right away because it knows based on the pattern of the work that I do, where I am at one point in time, and also layering that into various other things that we have, like power maps and everything. We can tell you that there's a threat that you need to look at. The Active Directory is also one thing that is specific to Microsoft. It allows us to actually erase data for a member of our network who ceases to be a member of that network. So we can do that remotely. So you have loss prevention there as well. We also have malware. We also track malware. So we can, built into Azure, there's actually a tool that would show you a table wherein you can see types of malware or possible malware infection that you might have. That's even aside from other things that the digital crime unit is doing, which is actually creating that sinkhole that redirects stolen information coming from your systems into a sinkhole that purges that information and does not allow it to go to the command centers.
And one more question. Microsoft is known to offer different software certifications. So if I want to be a cybersecurity expert, what particular Microsoft certifications do I need to take and how?
I think that's a good question. And we will get back to you what kind of certification will be offered to you next time.
Hello, my name is Angela from DigiAsia.com. So having said all those research and studies, what is this research can help to strengthen our cybersecurity in companies, like especially in banks and financial security, because of our concerning the data privacy law? Because right now the online transaction in banks in some areas, especially in government agencies right now. So what are this research can do to strengthen these things concerning the digital or the data privacy law that we have here?
So I think what the study does is principally raise awareness. Raise awareness as to what are the threats out there. Number two, the importance of cybersecurity. When you talk about the financial sector, right, at least from the Philippines perspective, the financial sector is actually ahead of the other industries when it comes to cybersecurity. Just because of the policies that are being adopted by the BSP plus industry-driven standards as well. So from that perspective, they are well aware of the requirements. They are well aware of the risks that they face, and that's why there are a number of cybersecurity programs that are being rolled out in the different banks.
Okay, thank you so much to all our speakers. Oh, one more. Please, go ahead.
Having said those things, because a while ago I was listening about the research about regarding how you get those key factors about how we get those information. So having said those, do you have any security measures as well regarding to social media apps and search engines that we know? Because right now, recently, there's kind of study wherein some people are getting too much information regardless to what the people will post on Facebook or social media. So people right now are getting more information, and because of that, there's a lot of confusion going on.
Okay, so as far as social media is concerned, we do not offer a specific solution for social media, just because it's not one of our core products that we offer. Having said that, though, Microsoft as a company is very active in our outreach to the public on making sure that they are educated on what the risks are, especially when using the internet. So we have child protection seminars that we participate in. We have skills building program as well. Even things like identifying a phishing email. How do you do that? We have tips for that. Because it goes to the very essence of what we want from our business, which is really provide everyone with a safe computing environment.
Okay, I think that's all our questions. Thank you to all our speakers. And of course,